Hello everyone and welcome to another video. What I have in front of me is an Dell Optiplex 3010 and it's a 2nd gen Intel to 3rd gen Intel desktop PC. It's an office PC, but I've K-swapped it here. I put in a 500 watt power supply, 80 plus bronze. Now I'm gonna teach you guys what to do to get it working like a regular PC. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Dell Optiplexes are notorious for making your life difficult. And what I mean by that is you're gonna get F1 errors if you don't do certain things to them. So I'm basically gonna teach you guys how to bypass those F1 errors, and you'll get a PC that just, as soon as you turn it on, it goes right to Windows. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with just removing this RAM because it's just I was just testing stuff and this is why it looks like this. This is like a GT 1030, it has 8 gigs of RAM. I'm actually gonna put in this kit of 16 gigabytes of RAM. I scored this for 20 bucks and I bought another kit for 20 bucks. The guy had 32 gigabytes for 40 bucks. I offered him 40, he accepted, and I'm gonna be using this kit. What's under this cooler right now is an i7 3770. And before I did all this, I had to update the BIOS. So I put in an i7 2600 in it, went to Windows, downloaded the BIOS, did all that stuff. And then I put a 3770 in there. So now I'm gonna put 16 gigabytes of RAM. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working with that. And we don't actually have the GPU yet for this build, but that's for a later date. All right, so the main thing that we wanna focus on right here is this HD audio port and the green USB port. So we're not actually focusing on the motherboard itself, but instead we're gonna modify the PC case IO connectors. So the thing about this case is it's false RGB, and we're just gonna keep it like that because it's an Optiplex and we're not gonna get much by adding extra stuff for aesthetics in here. So this front panel cable happens to be one that plugs into a specific port on the motherboard, but this is just not a normal motherboard. I'm gonna show you guys what I do with this cable, and then the main cables we're gonna be modifying are the USB cable and the HD audio cable. Then the LED switch, I don't even know why this motherboard has it, or this case, I don't know why this case has this LED switch, because there's no RGB in here. But okay, this is something you'll get when you take apart an Optiplex. You want this, and I know there's a way to short out some pins in the motherboard to avoid this, but I mean, I figured just take this out, hide it in the back, it's fine. This bypasses one of the errors. It already has this stuff jumped in here. This bypasses one of the errors. So if we look inside of this motherboard, there's a yellow HD audio port. The pins right there, the top 2 left ones, they need to be shorted together. So I'll short them in the cable itself. And the way I do that is I really just grab these ones. These are from the Optiplex, and I got my little wire cutter here, and really just cut these and you'll get all you need. So instead of buying adapters like you can for other models, I'd rather do this and this, because this one doesn't really require adapters. You just got to get a little creative. So I'm gonna show you this up close. There's these thick black cables, and they're honestly, what you got to do is just cut them. So there's 3 of them on this one, and then we'll cut. And you don't need to even do the green one. It's just the yellow one is just fine enough. So got to get in here, struggling a little bit. And I'll show you right now why you need to cut these. If I get an extra cable, oh well. But basically, once you cut those, there's nothing stopping you from pulling it out. So now you have your cables. This is what I'm gonna use to jump these pins. So what I like to do, what I have to do, is I got something like fine tipped, and I have to basically just go inside of these pins, and it's okay to cause damage to them at this point, because all you need is this. You just need this cable. So you need a few of them. So I'm gonna get the ones that are available here. Depending on the case, you might need 4, you might need 3. It's different, but we have these little cables. And what I'm gonna do is I'll show you the easier one. For this, in this case, since there's only one USB 2.0, there's only going to be half of this 10-pin cable fitted with pins. So if you look right here, this is going to be on the green one. So it'll be the top 2 right ones that need to be shorted. And for this one, if we look at where the missing hole matches up with on there, all we need to do is add in 2 pins right here from that we just took out. We slide them in. We can strip the ends of these and tie them together. We can strip the ends and tie them together, and then that's creating a short. And then we just plug it in. And then the other one is a bit more difficult, and I'll show you that right now. So HD audio cable, this is our missing hole, the second one. So it'll be plugged in like facing this way. So it's going to be these 2 pins that need to be shorted with each other. Right here, you'll see that there is actually no wire coming out. So we got to remove the little metal thing in there. So I'll grab my tool again. So I was being very careless with this one because we don't need it, but we're still going to use this. So do not be careless with this, because you need to bend the plastic upwards and then bend it back once you insert the little wire in. These little things have a little movement, so you can push them up a bit, and then you just gotta kind of like wriggle in there, and eventually it'll push out. So it just pushed down so you can continue, and then it's out. So what we need to grab is one of these little cables, and the way it's supposed to be facing, on the cable itself there's an open spot. So you'll see right here that it's just full on metal. It's a straight line of metal, but then right here it's a bit open. So you want an opening, and that's the way it's supposed to be facing. If you were to do it yourself, you'll see. So right here I have it. I'm just gonna slide it into the one that I just emptied, and they should just fit because it's the same thing really. And then it's not gonna stay in there unless I push it down with push the plastic back down. So I'll push it in there. I'll make sure to get the bottom of it and the top, just so I know it's snug. And then it's fine, it's not gonna go anywhere. Then right here, the cable right next to it on the left, I'm going to separate it a bit. So I'm gonna be separating it a bit, and then I can cut it. So I'll cut. It's okay to have this one long. You gotta use it. So I have a little stripper. You can just do this with like some sharp. Honestly, I'm gonna show you this way. So just kind of don't fully press down, and then you just pull, and then you're stripped. I don't know how well that was caught on camera, but you get used to it. Honestly, it's probably gonna be better than this. This might be too strong for these little cables. And then you get stripped, but I'm gonna give myself a decent amount on both sides. It doesn't need to be too crazy. So what I like to do first, so I'll connect it to the one furthest away, and then you just put them to where the rubbers are touching, and you just twist. So you really got to get in there. It's going to be difficult to see, but you just pinch your fingers together and then twist them. You can, if one of them is a bit longer than the other, you can just fold it down and twist it, and then you can grab this one. With this one, you can twist it as well, just to start a little something. It gets a little bit stronger once you twist it, and then you can connect it. You can bring it in with this one that you just created, and you twist. You continue to twist until you can't, and then if it's sticking out a little bit, you can press on it and fold it. And then right here, honestly, you should be using heat shrink, but I'm going to be using some electrical tape. So I'll just grab a little piece. Hopefully this is sharp enough to cut. And grab a piece. So what I'll do is I'll put it like halfways, and then I'll fold it on top of each other. So it'll stick, the tape will stick to itself. For right now, it'll stick to itself, and you'll kind of want to press it in on all places so it'll stick to itself. And then you can get another strip of tape, and you can kind of just join it all together. And honestly, you tuck it far back in, and no one's gonna really notice it. You can obviously do a better job than this if you really want to, but it's an Optiplex. It's not. It'll be functional. This one's the more difficult one. Well, to me, it's a bit more difficult because you have to do kind of more crazy things. So with these, you can for the USB, we're gonna go back to the USB, and as I mentioned before, since this one's only one, it's like basically there's nothing in here. So you can just go ahead and slide 2 of these in, and then you can either twist them together right now or after you slide them in. I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now. So for this one, you don't need them to be crazy long like the other one. So I'll go ahead and take off a good portion, and then I'll go ahead and strip both. So that one and this one. And then right here, you can twist them together and twist until you can't twist anymore. If it's long like this and after you can't twist anymore, you just fold it down and continue to twist. You don't want to twist too much because then you'll just break it and then it won't be good anymore. So right here, I kind of pressed it down, and then I'll do the same thing with the electrical tape and kind of sandwich it. So I'll grab a smaller piece of electrical tape, and right here, I'll put it in, and then I'll close it on top of itself. And better than nothing, honestly. So at this point, I can cut the sides. Make sure not to cut the wires you just put. At this point, it's fine. It's good enough. So then just make sure that you're having the open side metal, that it's easy to notice. And then right here, these two empty spots is where I'm gonna go in. So I'll slide it in. All right, so they're both in there. To make sure that they're secure, you can get your little tool again, press in on the plastic. This one should be good to go. This one has to go, the USB has to go on the green one and not the blue one. There's two USBs in here. The green one is the one that needs to be shorted. On another motherboard, it could be the blue one, but this one, the Dell Optiplex 390 and the 3010 are very similar to each other. So it's going to be the green one. And then the HD audio is going to be the same. And then the next thing we'll do is we'll plug this in. This goes into this connector right here. And just make sure that you're lining it up. There's a missing pin right there, so you want to match it up with the missing pin that's on this connector. And you should be good. Just hide this in the back in the basement. And then there's one more thing that needs to be shorted. And you can buy these right here. I have this little bag. You can buy these on eBay really cheap. The little jumpers that you see right here inside of the motherboard. But these jumpers are necessary for the PC to run normally. So I just bought this. You can buy them off eBay. I bought them off Amazon so they can get here quicker. This has something to do with, pretty sure it's also front. It's a front panel connector issue or error. So we're gonna be up here in our top right. That is where our power switch plugs into from our case. I'll have a graph up of what the pin out looks like. It's 5 pins and 2 of them need to be shorted together. So I'm gonna put this pin on the 2 that will be marked on the graph. I'll go ahead and put it right there. And that's doing its job, it's shorting it out. And I have to modify this one specifically for this to get the power switch because it's all in one. So I just need to grab the ones that I know are the power switch, which are these two. So all I need to do here is really simple, is I'll open these two up and I'll pull out the 2 pins. And since there's no positive or negative, it's fine to mix them up. And honestly, if there's a reset switch on your case, you're not gonna need it. If you have an RGB controller and you want all your fans to be RGB, then you can, if you have one of the ones that require a reset switch, that's fine, it's perfect. But this case doesn't, it's false RGB. So we take them out. You can be a little bit more forceful with these because you're not gonna need it. And honestly with this one, since this usually front panel connectors will plug into the bottom of the motherboard, but this motherboard is one on top, you just wanna separate it from the rest. And I bought these to make it easier for me because I do deal with these Optiplexes a bit. And it's just what the front panel connectors are. It's just a 2x1, I guess is what it's called. And I'll just slide in these 2 wires that I removed in here. So now it's ready to plug into the case. And I'll show you the pin out where you actually need to plug this in. And it's just on the right side of where I put in that jumper. Okay, so I just plugged it in right there. Hopefully it's not going anywhere. I know some people would probably put some hot glue on there. I'm not some people. But yeah, that should get rid of every F1 error code. Actually, there's one more thing. There's a fan that needs to be plugged in right here. And I've tried other 3-pin fans. It just doesn't work. I could try it again and see what happens. But the way I found with dealing with it is if your case is short enough or everything's compact enough, then you can mount the fan on like right here and then just route the cable on this, there's a little gap between the GPU and the motherboard. You can see, if you look higher than the GPU, you'll be able to see my finger poking out. That's where the cable can run through, and the fan, and you can just mount the little fan right here. All right, so I'm gonna install the fan, and right here I got the fan. It's the rear fan from the Optiplex. So I'm just gonna take these cables, and just from this side, from the left side, I'm just gonna remove them here, and then the fan will be like this. And I'm gonna run the cable through the little gap. Okay, so I got it. And then you just got to plug it in from here. All right, so I got it plugged in, and doing this is going to take care of a rear fan error. But obviously I would want to plug in the HD audio and then the USB, but that'll get rid of it. And then, like I said, with this other cable, we'll plug in this cable into this port and then just line it up and then hide this in the basement, and that'll get rid of that another error. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna show you a before and after of what happens when you don't have all this stuff plugged in and when you do have everything plugged in. All right, so I'll just go ahead and plug this in. So yeah, just make sure you line up the missing hole with the missing pin, and go ahead and plug it in. There, it's in, and then this can just be routed inside of the case, and we'll just hide it in the basement. It doesn't do much. It's just the hard drive LEDs, and nobody actually needs to look at that. There we go. I know it's popping out, you can see it through here, but I'll just hide it in the basement after. All right, so I just brought out a monitor from my garage. I don't even know if it works properly or not, but if it even shows me a portion of it, I'm fine with that. I plugged in a hard drive because there's also a hard drive error when you don't plug stuff in. But I don't have the cables that I modified plugged in, and we're gonna see what happens when I turn it on. All right, so since there's none of the mods plugged in or anything, it's just gonna automatically turn on when you flip the power switch. And right there you can see on the monitor it says alert front IO cable failure and hard drive not found. Now again, I don't know why the hard drive's not found. I have it plugged in. Not gonna lie, these are old. These are 250 gig hard drives that came with the Optiplexes. They could just not work. But I'm going to plug in those cable mods that I did, and then I'm gonna try this again. And maybe swap out the hard drive because it might be dead. Okay, so I just plugged in the cables that I modified, and I also plugged in the USB 3.0 to 2.0 adapter. Got the hard drive here ready to go, and now it's time to just turn it on. And if you don't see the same thing we saw before, that means it worked. And also, another indication that it works is it's gonna turn on for a bit and then turn off. Okay, so as you can see, the fan started up and then they stopped. Now you just turn on the PC with the power button and it'll shoot to life. And then if you see nothing, you're good. You should already know you're good right here. But you see right here, it's saying no bootable devices. That's not the same thing as the F1 errors that we've been getting. So it's only because I don't think there's Windows on this drive. It's an old drive that means nothing. So that's how you mod this so that it works with no F1 errors. And honestly, it doesn't even look that bad. This GPU is just here for just a test. So I'll put in an actual GPU. But yeah, that's how you do it.